Hey everybody, it's Urban Gardening Chronicles, just testing out some equipment. Hopefully, you guys can tap in and let me know if you uh, see the difference or hear the difference. Hey everybody. Hey everybody, just testing out, just see who's. Oh hey, oh sorry, I wasn't looking up. Hey GT, hey Mrs. Queen, your sound. Oh, you hear it right away. Okay, I was leaving it as a surprise, but you can hear it right away. Okay, good. It sounds crystal clear. Can you hear me when I'm whispering? Can you hear me now? Can you hear it? Drip, drip, drip. Can you hear me whispering? Hey, Dorsha. Hey, Triple Threat. Hey, Mrs. Queen. I'm just testing out. Well, it's not surprising more the microphone, and GT can hear it right away. Hey, Miss Audrey. Hey, Renaissance Grandma. So you guys can hear it, eh? It sounds clear. Yeah, so I don't have to yell. I can just talk softer, and you guys can hear it. Poppity pop pop pop. Okay. Let me know if you guys hear any feedback. Is it too loud or it's just clear? You can just hear, hey, Lashes, it's just clear. I really like, oh, you can hear it. Okay. I was just testing out to see if it's really worth it. It wasn't expensive, but so that I don't have to be yelling. But let me situate it a bit. I have too much things in front of me, but let me move it over a bit because you guys can't even see it in the background, but it's right. Yeah, that's better. I don't have to I can talk softer because my voice is always going raspy. So obviously I need to stop yelling so much. Um yeah, yeah, Triple Threat had a good live yesterday. Yesterday? Because I can't keep track of the days. But I find my visual on my laptop looks blurry, so I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi, but something don't look too nice. Um I'm glad I was searching for internet and found. Oh, yeah, I just did a pop up to test the microphone. I want to test it out before Saturday to know if it's if you guys can hear the improvement and you guys can like it's worth keeping it. So it sounds to me that you guys can hear the difference in the microphone and it's a better quality of sound for you guys. And I don't have to be talking so loud. I'm literally talking like fairly soft, but you guys can hear me. Then the neighbors don't have to hear me yell, talking up loud. But yeah, Triple had a good live yesterday. Having people around you, people of substance around you, and she'll share her story. She shared her story, and I think she shared it also last evening when Vision had a pop up live. So between those two, that's what's going on. Then I just, hey, pal, pal. Then I stumbled upon GT had a pop up live. I just watched his. So it seems like we're all on the same page because I was talking to Lashes this, I think it was this week, and we're gonna continue on the health journey. I'm gonna get back with the juicing. I haven't stopped, but this week I've been busy, and just really take a deeper plunge and do some fasting at one, 2 meals a day, maybe or one meal a day, going fully plant based, a detox, or just making some changes. So to hear GT saying the same, we're all on the same page. We got to get healthy. Hey, Psalms 146. We just gotta get healthy, guys. This ain't no joke. Um, you don't want to be in the hospital. It's not. It's not a nice place to be. Um, let's try to keep out of there and keep healthy. Get our weight under control. Um, trying to get my energy is just kind of low right now. The weather change, the less daylight hours. Hey, Coach Marima, how you doing? It's just it's just I'm just feeling tired sometimes for no reason. But I don't think my food choices are the best either. So I'm gonna have to work on that. and get my juicing done. Usually I'm going, but this week, and my digestion's just been off. So what's going on with you guys? What's new and exciting? Let me drop the link because I'm just testing the mic. Yeah, we can do it. Just so everyone's kind of doing their own health journey, but we're all kind of doing it together, and sharing our experiences. But yeah, I gotta get this thing under control. The blood pressure has been an issue for a while now, and I've been working on it, and I have seen an improvement. Don't get me wrong, but it needs more. Exercise is important. Now the gardening for me is pretty much over, so I need to be in the gym or out walking and get out there and get some exercise going. I have to go clean up this flower pot that the stupid squirrel knocked off of where it was, and try to move into my veranda to build nests. So I had to kick him out this morning. So the sugar, and sugar is in a lot of things: ketchup, mayonnaise, milk. I think milk is. I don't drink cow's milk, but some of the milk that you buy has already been sweetened. It's it's not good. The processed foods. I was watching something. I can't remember what I was watching. I think on Lashes' live, maybe last week. Not GT. Juicing with Jay mentioned a documentary to watch. I can't remember the name of it now, but I did watch it. And then I was at my parents' house. So then they kind of passed by and then ended up, everyone there was kind of watching it too about, plant-based and strength and all that stuff. And now it's off. I think it came off of Netflix in Canada. I rewatched part 2 of Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. I watched the first one a few times, but I watched part 2. And also I watched a documentary on YouTube from Jason something, the juice. I can't remember the name. He did like a 30 or 60. Hey, good day, Nicole Shafe. They did a juicing experiment and had people juicing for about 60 to 90 days. And most of them got off their medication. I think all of them got off their medications. And one guy actually stayed longer. He says, I don't want to leave. I want to stay. And he stayed because he needed more time. And he had a whole handful, like a bag of medications he was taking. And you guys can type #urban if you want to drop your link. Yeah. And the problem is, even though I buy healthy foods, so you think, there's some processing that goes on with it. The sodium in it is ridiculous. The preservatives sometimes in it. If I buy a juice from the store, a cold pressed juice, so they say it's been pasteurized, so heat treated, that means the enzymes are not there. So, let me just watch the chat because make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I just find just trying to get re-inspired. Sometimes you need to be re-inspired. You get a little bit complacent, you get a little bit tired. I'm the only one juicing for everybody in my household. Well, we don't live in the same house, and if I don't juice, it's not really juicing. And then they have a juicer, but sometimes they don't use. So it's like sometimes you need somebody else that's just to give you a break and say, okay, I'll make the juice this time. And then they make it, and then you can just get a break, but you're still getting the juice. If I don't do it, it's not getting done. So the last few times I just juiced for myself. I just couldn't do it for everybody. You can't make this. Yep. And the stuff that's in the food really isn't good for us. Hey, Growing with Hudson. I did watch Forks Over Knives. I watched so many documentaries that you think I'd be vegan. You think I'd be vegan by now, but I'm not vegan. But I am more plant-based than before. I eat meat on Sundays, and the rest of the week it's really not. I'll have fish. I'll have chicken sometimes if I feel like it, but most times I'm pretty much doing a plant-based in the week. So I'm kind of like vegan-ish or plant-based-ish, or you can say keto-ish maybe. Kind of a mixture of all three. I do eat more greens and vegetables than anything. I don't have that many carbs and stuff. And I'm juicing. I enjoy that fresh made juice. And And I'm growing my own food, as you guys know, but I'm trying to expand that for the winter, for the first time ever, growing food during the winter inside. The sorrel's doing well. My lemon balm, all the mint, that's been doing well. I'm making tea. But for the last 2 weeks, my digestion has not been right. Anything that I'm eating just is not settling down right with me. Don't know what it is. I think it's also, hey Gigi, it's part and parcel from me doing the cleanse from the summertime. Sometimes not everything I want to run to the doctor or the hospital for, but something just doesn't feel right. And today I feel better. I had a lot of ginger last night. I had mango juice last night, and just fruits and vegetables. Um, not even bread, nothing. Just everything was just like ugh. Had water. Even water just didn't. Let me tell you about this water thing. I keep talking about water, and I'm going to keep talking about water. The water that you're getting is garbage. Like, it was making me, a certain brand was making me feel worse. It wasn't doing me no good. And the chlorine in the tap water, somebody else who came in from out of town, they live more in the country, and they said, "Oh, your water is very bleachy." And her brother was like, "It is." I go, "Yeah, I could smell it. I've been saying this all my lives. I would say maybe 6 months ago to I don't even know when I run the faucet, I can smell bleach, that chlorine smell. And I've never smelled it that strong before. So whatever they're doing at the water plant, they're adding more bleach. If you're adding more bleach, there has to be a reason. And it's not going to be a good reason. So she could smell the bleach, she could taste the bleach right away, the chlorine, and she can't drink the water. And she's in the same province, same city, just maybe 2 hours north, and she can't tolerate it. And it came up in conversation because they were asking me about my garden, and I said, "Oh yeah, my garden is good, but I need to find a watering system like irrigation or the rainwater." And then he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because the tap water is not good for your soil. It has chlorine. It doesn't good for your plants." He's like, "Really?" I go, "Yeah. I try to use the rainwater. That's why you see, like, the parents have 4 or 5 rain barrels, and we're watering by hand because we don't want to give the plants tap water." He didn't even realize why we were doing it. I thought we were being cheap, but I said, "No, that chlorine and stuff, ruins the soil. Your plants don't thrive as much. I just find that the rainwater is better, even though there's pollution in the rain." But Mrs. Queen, I'm still on my no eat flesh journey since August 8th. Oh, that's good. That's good. I have to I have to go back to juicing. That's pretty much the long and the short of it. I never left, but I think something else. Hey, so good gardener. Whatever happened in the summertime when I was eating all that processed food and the eczema outbreak and whatever else happened, I did the charcoal for a bit, and then I'm doing the something else. And I guess now it's doing its work. And I just haven't been feeling too right. And things that I know don't upset my stomach or don't upset my body. Hey, Nate the Great Podcast. It's just, yeah. So I'm not here to complain. I'm just here telling you what's going on, and maybe you guys can um give me suggestions, or the same thing's going on with you. You're just not feeling right. Something's not, your energy may be a little off. You're lethargic. The food that you normally eat is bothering your stomach. I don't know. Just, maybe it's stress. Maybe it's just your busyness. I don't know what it is. Hey, zombie prepper, just listen to your body. Hey, Fifi. I think I got everybody. Hope I didn't miss nobody, but if I did, excuse me. I'm testing out this microphone, so I hope you guys can hear it. Um, I know GT gave me some feedback, but let me know. Hey, Ruth. Let me and Audrey. Did I get Miss Audrey? Hey, Happy Life. Let me know if you can hear the difference and if it's clear. My throat is a bit raspy, so you're gonna hear that. But is the audio clear? Is it too loud? Hey, Crafty. Is it too loud? Is it too if you guys know sound, is it too high? My thyroid, you see, and I do have a thyroid problem, Miss Hudson, I do. So I'm not sure if the levels are off or what, but okay, you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, that's good. Is it too trebly or too bassy? I didn't make any adjustments, but I guess this is kind of good enough. I don't want to start meddling with stuff and then it makes it worse. Okay, good. I'm trying to get the mic because so I don't have like right now I'm talking at a good volume. I'm not loud because my throat be getting out of hand. Oh yeah, Dad is doing much better. Gigi, he's doing better. He's doing better, but the problem with Daddy is that he doesn't listen, and older people just don't seem to want to listen. Um, so that's the conflict we're having now. He had a little cold this week. He wants to go and meet his. Oh, GT, you dropped down. Come back. Um, he wants to go out with his friends. I said, Dad, you can't. If you have a cold, you can't meet somebody else right now. Like, I know the COVID thing is. Oh, I should have said that word. I know the pandemic is over, but you don't want to expose people. So just older people don't want to listen. They don't want to listen. But he's doing much better, thank God. He's eating well. His appetite is very good, and that's also the part of it. Like you're trying to make sure that they're okay, and if you can't be worrying about them and not yourself, so I have to get myself in order. But I'm gonna get back to the juicing, get him the juice. Okay, and let me back up here. I think maybe your Wi-Fi. Hey, brother, man.
How you
How
doing? How
you?
you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Just doing well. I can't wait for Friday. Get the week to the weekend.
Mhm.
I'm almost
Okay, okay.
there. I
Yeah, that
heard you.
microphone is something serious. Whoa,
I was like, what?
it's crystal
'Cause
clear. Wait till you go back and listen to the replay. You're
to
gonna be
the
like,
okay,
oh
good.
yeah,
Because I'm telling you,
yeah,
my
it's
voice
really.
is sore every Saturday. I'm like, what is going on? I think I need a microphone. I think I need to calm down the talking, talk softer, and not be like,
Mhm.
because the laptop mic is garbage. You have to be talking loud for it to pick you up, the regular laptop mic, and it's like
Yes.
you end up talking louder, and then you're not. So this is better. I think
Hmm.
it's much better. I'm not. I can feel I'm
Yes.
not straining myself and so forth. Um, let me see here. Oh, Mrs. Crafty's gonna pick her menu for tomorrow. Who's asking? Mrs. Queen? Oh no, she's saying, whoops, wrong one. I think I went in the wrong comment. But yeah, you're gonna do a health journey as well?
I have to.
Yeah,
I don't. Um. I can't live like this. You know,
yeah,
it's not good for
yeah,
me. It like affects me every. Twice, one time every 2 months or whatever. I start to feel it, and lethargic, not having the motivation to do certain things or whatever. So it's time to just cook, put it in gear for real. Um, and I'm
yeah,
not looking for like the keto and some of these diets that we do. I'm not chasing a diet. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build a lifestyle because the diets it's not it's just not sustainable to the way I want to live. Then it's just I'm gonna get myself a little healthier. Then I'm gonna go back to the bad foods, and then it's gonna affect me even worse. Because my body's not gonna
yeah.
be used to that type of digestion. So yeah,
That's the thing I
and
had too, because I'm like, I don't want to do like a diet, like like whatever they call them, like let's say keto. Then when you start looking at keto, oh, you can't eat things that you grow in your garden because it's not meeting the requirements. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna not eat certain green. Like if it's a natural food, as far as I'm concerned, unless I have an allergy to it or something, I'm gonna eat it. So I kind of didn't follow that too strict because I'm like, I think I couldn't eat like I don't know what I couldn't eat some cauliflower or some whatever stuff they says had too much carbs. I'm like, no, sir. Didn't grow all this food to sit there and make it waste. I'm gonna eat it.
yeah,
Like
some people. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Some people they can do the diet and it works wonderful for them. Some they use it to detox their body so they can clear some of those impurities out, and I understand that concept 100%. And then they slowly introduce the food that they enjoy back into their diet. But me, for the way I want to do it, I just want to change I want to change a few things, especially beef. I don't want to eat as much beef as I do, and I only eat a little bit. But every time I eat
Mm-hmm.
beef, my stomach just does this like it does this little trick. I'd rather eat. I know how nasty pork is as far as their cleanliness, but I'm gonna eat pork before I eat beef. And if you disagree with me, I'm sorry, but this is just what I'm looking at. I'm looking at beef as a foreign object. Like, nah, I'm gonna take this pork chop or something like that. I'm not messing with that beef like that. It seems like it sit on my stomach a whole lot more, and I don't want it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
pass on the beef. And then with the water, I noticed the same thing. And I drinking water from the tap, and I started drinking the
Hmm.
water from the spring water, and it was okay. But then I started adding lime to it, and eventually I'm gonna start adding infused. Well, I'm gonna make it infused with the cucumbers, because cucumber has health benefits to it. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I just want to
Again,
change
yeah,
things up
not medical
a lot
advice,
more. Nah, I
but
don't do
it's
that.
like I'm getting my water, like I'm trying to get my water from the juicing because that very reason. It's like the water is just, I don't know, something's not too right. And I'm feeling all these little feelings of just almost like nausea or just ups. And it's like, this is just like something's not right. And I can't put my finger directly on what's causing it. So I'm eliminating a whole bunch of things at the same time to figure out, okay, is it the water? Is it the, tomatoes or whatever? Like some people have like, that lectin or whatever, certain things you can't eat raw, you have to eat them cooked. Okay, is it that? Is it, I'm trying to figure out what it is because something just ain't going something just ain't right. So I know people say, oh, do keto, but I'm like, I'll do keto just to detox, but not as a long term because I'm like, nah. Some of the things that they say you can't eat, I want to eat them. That's just the long and short of it. And the pork,
If
you eat whatever you want, but I didn't realize that pigs will eat people if they pass. Like someone said, whose live were you on? Was it last night? I think it was last night. I was on a live, and they're like, yeah, you pass out in the pig pen, you come out missing. I'm like, what? They go, yeah. I did not know pigs were so grimy. I'm like, a cow wouldn't eat you, not a cow, but the pork, that pig will be yum 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 yum. Oh my
it won't eat your
god!
hair, it won't eat your hair and your teeth. Everything else, if I'm not mistaken, they will digest it. Yes, that is
Wow.
true. But
I've never raised raised a pig. Like I know my uncle does in Jamaica, but I've never been there for the whole process to raise a pig. But I did not know they were so foul. I know chickens would do that, but they only the pig too. I'm like, man,
yeah,
I
the
guess we're
chicken
even
and the
now. We
pig,
eat them, they eat us.
hey, it's a cycle. It's a cycle of life. Ain't that in Lion King?
I'm telling you.
But like Fifi was talking about, that
Hmm.
dairy don't agree with my body anyway. Every
Mm-mm.
once in a while I have my favorite cereal, Fruity Pebbles or some Frosted Flakes or something like that. Ice cream here and there every 2 months or something like that. But I don't eat cheese like that. From what I heard from long time ago, you'll start making brick patties. I ain't in no brick patty lifestyle, so no. And I drink plenty of
Ye-
coconut water. A lot of
Yeah,
times when
that's good. Yeah.
and it gives you the electrolytes that you need to keep your motivation, your energy up. From what I understand, because
Hmm.
coconut has electrolytes or something like that, but it
Yeah,
has a
correct.
lot of potassium in it, and I guess that's what gives you the energy that you need.
And the
Yeah.
muscles gets your muscles to recover after. Fifi's saying beef stays in your system for months. Look it up. So that means that's why
Say
it's
what?
affecting you. Beef stays in your system for months.
For months?
Yeah, when it doesn't
What
break
in
it,
the world?
it stays. This is part of the problem. Some of us are eating like I'm not a doctor, but when you look at like early civilization, people ate meat occasionally because it wasn't readily available. So we're eating meat like 2 and 3 times a day, some of us. So I think that's part of the problem. People want to act like meat's the problem. I think the quantity of the meat may be the problem. We've changed our diet to be highly meat based and not the plant based. So I think if people were to be, more honest, like the research bashing meat and bashing this, be more honest. I think it's we're eating meat too frequently. That's to me is what the problem is. Never mind the
And
quality of the
that's
beef and all that. Go ahead.
that's one of the reasons why when the New Orleans gardener Miss Linda, when she put in when she did the meatless Monday, I was
Mhm.
happy to follow that because it gives my body just a little bit of rest. And I done did it for 5 weeks, at least 4 weeks. I done it, and it's like almost natural now. And my family has we have they have a they haven't a they have adapted to my lifestyle on Monday. They know that I'm not going to eat meat, so we're not
Mhm.
going to certain places. Most of the time, I'm going to cook everything the day before, and that's what I'm going to have. What they have, I'm not in control of that. All I do is I try to influence my son more than my wife, because my wife, she
Mhm.
tell me all the time, I'm grown. I eat what I wanted. I said, all right, baby. But my son, I can make a different impact on him as far as his diet. So, I have him cook the bok choy and all these other things, and then I have him taste it, and then I tell him
Mhm.
why am I eating it. So, I try to influence that way. But yeah, I'm never gonna stop eating meat.
Mhm.
But like you said, the quantity that is consumed has to greatly decrease in my life, because it was like I'm having it 3 times a day, and it's
Yeah.
like if I don't have meat, it makes me feel like I'm not well. I don't have, you know,
Like you
like
didn't
there's
eat a
not
meal.
richness
The meal
in
wasn't
me. Like I
complete.
haven't. Yeah, it's like I go to work, but I didn't make enough money to put meat on the table, and it's almost like a false narrative that I'm giving myself, which I should be like, okay, I'm gonna have meat at lunchtime, and at nighttime I'm gonna have a sensible light diet. I mean, a light meal. That way, my
Mhm.
body can break down everything else, and it just makes sense. The older we get, the more we should introduce light meals at nighttime versus having the heavy meal at dinner time.
Correct.
And that's
And I think
just
we're just so meat, like even like Caribbean people, we act like every meal was meat. That's not true because when you're back home, the money was tight, so you had a lot of ital and vegan-ish meals, not even realizing it was a vegan thing. It's just you have cabbage, you have beans and different things that you have as a vegetable meal, and you wouldn't have meat. Meat was like a luxury, and it's like we're not creative with our recipes. We forgot how to cook without having the meat as the main thing. So I found that it made me more creative and having to find people who were making recipes that were like Jamaican or Trinidadian recipes that were vegan. I had roti the other day, and it was a chickpea potato roti. They call it chana aloo roti, and it was filling and delicious. I didn't need no goat in there or no lamb in there. And then Triple Threat talking about cutting out bread will be very beneficial for her and the nightshades. I cut out bread, but I use a sprouted bread. I found the sprouted. I don't know if that would work for you, but the sprouted bread, it doesn't do the same thing as a regular bread. So I'm not sure, you can check that out. And the nightshades, yeah, that Dr. Gundry was talking about that. So got to do what's best for your body. We aren't all the same. Has to be personalized. Yeah, it has to be personalized because your body will tell you when something not too right, and we
what's
need to
up,
listen
Mike?
to our body. Let me see what. Yeah, you're doing keto for the short term, exactly, to get yourself back on track. Let me see. Pigs eat folks. Yeah, I did not know. They were so. I'm thinking they were cute little fatties. Oh no, they're. What was I on? Yeah, that's right. On the Grow Family channel last night. That's when I was like, "What? Hey, Miss AKA lady, good to see you." Um, I did not know that pigs are so. Wow. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't drink
They
milk either. Let
dirty
me just hold on.
animals.
I don't drink milk. Yeah, exactly. I've been off of cow's milk for a long time until the summer when those kids were here, and I was just drinking, eating all kind of foolishness because it was there. And man, I regret that big time. That just tore me up. The chips, the cookies, the milk, the this, the that, it just tore me up. Carbs, sugar gives me bad inflammation. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. My body's inflamed, and it's coming back to normal, but it's like, mm-mm. It's not very, very happy. Mrs. Queen is saying, if I eat ice cream, don't visit me for about 3 days. Milk and ice cream for the works for the devil. I'm telling you. You hear your stomach bubbling up. When you hear your belly bubbling, blah, 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 you know you better you better get your newspaper and you better get to sleep real quick. Because we
Yes.
too old to be playing them games. We know what happens. We know what happens.
But
You be
my Fruity
you be
Pebbles,
my Chinese
I'm
garden. Sorry, go ahead.
no, my Fruity Pebbles, I make that sacrifice every 2 months. I'm gonna have me a bowl of cereal with real milk because I grew up on milk. And
Hmm.
when I had milk when I was younger, I didn't have the same kind of, I don't know. I used to have like a cast iron digestive system. I used to eat all kind of crazy things, and I stayed 155 for most of my adult. I mean, from like 17 to like
What,
22
mid
years
30s?
old. I to about no 22.
Okay.
What I had bulked up to about 185 between 22 and 30. I was real stocky, and yeah, but milk didn't affect me the way it affects me now.
I'm telling you. I'm looking down because the chat on my phone is faster than so I don't want to miss. But I'm kind of hi Hillbilly Chicken. I see you there. Earth Varieties. Let me just look that on my phone because and yeah, Donna Divine. Oh hey Donna, saying yeah, percolating. Yeah, when your stomach's like blah, 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 blah.
What?
When your stomach's making that noise and it's like you can't even hide it because people can hear it like bubbling. You hear your belly bubbling, and it's like yeah, gotta go, guys, gotta go. Oh, Aki, yeah, Aki and saltfish, exactly. That's I. Hey, David Corey, I didn't see you there, but yeah, like there's food that we can eat that's not meat based, and we just so up in the meat. And again, I'm not gonna stop eating meat, but I don't have to eat it every time. Milk's supposed to digest differently. It tastes like milk used to. A2, okay. I'm on the almond milk. I do oat milk. I do cashew milk. I think they even have rice. I don't like the rice milk too much, but if I have no choice, I'd use that. Um, there's a whole bunch of milks they have now. I can't even keep track. I don't like goat's milk. I've had it, but it really smells like a goat. It smells we call rank, ram goaty. I don't like that smell when you can smell the animal with the drink. It's not very appealing to me. So I don't really like goat's milk, but I have had it, and I've had it on a farm as well because my aunt had a goat we had to milk that I wasn't too good at milking, but yeah, we had raw milk, and it wasn't even a thing.
you
It's only now it's like oh raw milk. I didn't know it was a thing.
you
We just
you
drank
used to
it.
milk a goat before?
Yeah, my aunt here had a farm up north, and they tried to teach me, but I just couldn't get I couldn't get it because it's like you're squeezing, but she goes, "Don't get a squeezing, you got to pull, you got to like and I just couldn't get it. Like I'm a kid, I'm like I'm yanking, the goat's getting mad. It's like what are you doing? And then for my cousin to take over, but there's a technique to it. Like they would have a bucket and they would say, "Oh, we need cereal," and they would go outside and they would milk the goat and come back in. That was the milk. There was no going to the store and getting bags of milk or a jug of milk. It was like go milk brownie or go milk so and so. She just had calves, so she has milk. I wouldn't milk the cow though because the cows are too big. That was scary for me. I'm like because they're sometime ish. Um and we went to the milk factory, well not factory, the milk farm, and that's when I first saw that they had the machines on the udders milking the cows, and then the milk was so white it was like blue. It was like a soft turquoise blue. It's not actually
Oh wow.
white. When a lot of it's flowing down the things, it's like a bluey. So then he gave us a bucket of milk, like a 5 gallon bucket. It wasn't like a jug. Like give you a 5 gallon
Wow.
bucket, and they filled because they knew my aunt, and they filled it with milk, and all on the top was cream, the fatty cream, and he just scraped that off and used that for the. I'm like, man, that was like even now, that was some good stuff. But obviously it's not made
Mm.
for people. Cows are not made for. But if you have to drink it, I'm like, that was some good stuff, really good stuff, and it was raw. It wasn't heat. I don't think it was heat treated. I don't believe it was, but maybe it was. Um, but yeah, coconut milk. You can do a lot with coconut milk. People are making milk and flour from all kind of stuff. So I'm just trying different things to see what works. But yeah, my stomach cannot tolerate what it used to be for. It just can't. But yeah, it's not hard to milk a goat. I think I could do it now that I know what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, let me scroll down. This is why I'm always behind, because StreamYard's like way behind. And you think you're on top of it, but you're really not. Let me see what Queen is saying. I'm going to my brother's house tomorrow. Hopefully he'll have some akis on his tree. Oh wow.
Oh,
You're getting the fresh aki. Oh, there's a damn gnat. Get out of here. Yeah, I think I was, because I was like, I was a kid. I was about 8 or 9, and it's like there's a technique to it, and then the cow gets mad or the goat gets mad if you're not, you're too rough with them. Hey, twin. Sorry, I think I need my glasses. Something just left.
you talking?
Twin Brook.
No, never mind.
Twin
Hey
Brook
there,
Acres.
twin.
Good to see you. Yeah. I think my eyes, man. Sometimes they're in and out. Yeah, I was not doing it right. So now that I kind of know what I'm supposed to be doing, I can probably be better at it. But that farm is long gone. But yeah, goat milk. Yeah, but when I bought goat milk from the store recently, not recent, but it smelled like a goat. I could smell Billy the goat. It was just not appealing to smell. Drink fresh cow's milk with cocoa. Yeah, every now and then. Exactly. Every now and then I want a good old glass of chocolate milk and some chocolate chip cookies to dip into it. So no, it wasn't a bowl. It wasn't
Oh,
it wasn't a bowl. I made sure I had the right.
that'll be chaotic.
Hey, Tori, it had the right gender. But yeah, but there's a
What up,
whole,
Tori?
yeah, he's in here too. I'm way behind. The StreamYard is not. But yeah, I don't do milk. Well, that's actually kind of a lie. I don't drink milk, but on my coffee, I've yet to find a cream that I like that's creamy enough and fatty enough. I know they have coconut creamers, but the creamer is watery. It's not thick. So I'm gonna just get coconut cream and just thin it out a little bit and use that. But I do buy coffee creamer on occasion, but I haven't found a creamer that gives me that. I hate watery coffee. I like mine a bit fuller and fattier. And what they have on the market is just water to me. It's not cream. So I haven't found one that I liked. But that's okay. I think I'm down to the bottom on the StreamYard. My granny good. Okay. And then Earthrise had her exercise video today that she released. That was watching that as well. And
Who?
Earth Varieties. I'll put her name on the screen so you can see it. She is in Ghana. She's a elder, and she has like different recipes and health advice. And she was walking today and showing her walking and stretching and exercising. She has a lot of different recipes. I think some of the recipes are actually like plant-based. It's not all meat, but just showing like a different culture, the African culture and stuff. So I enjoy watching her videos. And but yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what is the problem. And also I need to just incorporate the juicing back again. I find that was more hydrating for my body. Sorry, somebody's like a car's out there just caught my eye. Is that UPS? And it was more hydrating on my body than water. Because you can drink too much water. People are talking about, drink 8 gallons or whatever they tell you per day. For some people, they shouldn't have that, whatever the number is. That's too much water. Because if you have too much water, you're actually making your body pass out all the stuff that it needs and should be absorbing, and you're just making it flush out. So having too much water isn't good either. And the water that we drink is not giving us any nutrients. You're drinking sterile, dead water that's full of chlorine. That's what you're drinking. So if you're drinking how many gallons of that a day, what do you think's happening to your body? You're flushing out all the good and leaving all the crap. So I get my water now from like fruits. I'll rather juice celery, cucumbers, watermelon. What else is watery? All the melons that you can think of. all of those things that are very watery. That's what I get my hydration from. Coconuts, obviously coconut water, and I'm trying to use the real coconut that I have to crack myself, not the one that's in the cartons that you had that's been pasteurized, because it's the same problem. It's been
Now
heat treated.
the coconut water, the coconut water that I use, this is the best coconut water that I have found for me.
Hmm.
Because a lot of it does have sugar in it,
Yep,
and
dangerous.
the one that I found is the real coconut. Let me see, real coconut. I get this from Costco, and every couple of weeks I go by and I grab two of them. Now this is the shorty one that I have, but this is organic, fat free, gluten free, essential electrolytes, good source of potassium, no extra sugar, no
Mhm.
preservatives, not from concentrate, and it the ingredients say organic coconut water. That's exactly what it says. It says 100%
No sugar
juice,
added. Yeah, okay.
no sugar. That's the only way I get it, because if I'm gonna replace water, I'm gonna use cucumbers, melons of sort. I mean, all types of melons and
Hmm.
coconut water. And since we don't have seedless watermelons, are very hard to come by here in Alaska. You have to pay top dollar. I mean, top dollar for them. So I just
Do
get
you mean the
the ones
seedless or
without seeds.
seeded?
I mean,
The ones with yeah, here too. I
seeded.
had to. Yeah, I couldn't find them. Couldn't find one.
Yeah,
I had. Didn't have anything at Whole Foods. I had to find it at another health food store that I happened to stumble upon, and they had it there for about almost $10. So I bought one so I could take all the seeds out of it. So I have pretty much a whole bunch of seeds from that one, it was a sugar baby, and I'm gonna plant those in the spring. I'm gonna plant like 10 watermelons. I only planted like two this year, but I'm gonna plant like 10. I think I'm gonna have the whole lawn just full of watermelons, just watermelons, just so I can get them because they're so expensive. $7, $10 for the organic ones with seeds. I'm like, forget that. Who can afford that? I can't
they
be spending that
eleven
kind of money on one fruit.
they $11 the seedless kind. They're even more expensive for the seeded kind here. It's
Okay, so that's
very
like
crazy
almost
here.
$20 probably. My gosh.
Yeah. And then, like you said, I'm gonna this melon journey. I bought the 6 mil greenhouse plastic. I have some wood. I'm gonna be building I don't even know what it's called, but I'm gonna be building something soon as the springtime. Well, about 2 weeks before June, somewhere around that time, I'm gonna be taking my melon starts outside. Because I need it. I need it bad. I want to be here for 50 to 60 more years at least. You know, I'm about to be 44 next month, so I want some more years to enjoy this this journey that we're taking called life.
For real. And the people that I see that are older that are have longevity are eating a lot of basically natural foods, fruits and vegetables, things that are in season, and they're drinking water from fruits and coconuts and stuff. They're not really drinking like yeah, if you have well water or healthy water source, yeah, but they're not drinking none of this nonsense that we're drinking over here, the tap water. They're not drinking none of it. They don't
Yeah,
trust it, and I don't trust it either. But yep, they don't use none of that.
some of the Asian culture, they eat a lot of greens and peppers and things of that nature. So, I'm definitely going to include those in my diet a whole lot more. Your cells can only process so much at a
Yeah,
time.
the water, about drinking too much water. Exactly. Some of us are flooding our bodies with water because, oh, we've been told everything that we've been told in the media has all been a lie. At one point in like the 80s, oh, drink milk, it does the body good, and all these different slogans. Yeah, and then now the story changed. Oh, drink your water, but it's full of bleach. Like it's always some story of some extremity. Oh, acai berries is the miracle thing. Oh, now it's all true, but it's like it's excessive. No one's sitting here eating moringa morning, noon, and night. Like no one's eating acai berry morning, noon, and night. And now it's goji berry. Like no, you incorporate all of those things into your diet. You can't possibly be. It's just ridiculous. And Miss Hillbilly Chicken Ranch said she has well water, so she don't have to worry about the. Yep, she has a good source of water. You know when your water, you can taste it right away. We in the village take the natural straight from the coconut tree. Exactly.
Woo-wee. Mm.
Exactly.
You're very fortunate. Very fortunate. What's up with your lashes?
I'm good. How are
Seedless
you?
is the devil's
All right,
work.
all right.
Even that, we couldn't find a seeded watermelon. Like I was searching high and low, and I'm talking about people all over the US had the same problem. And we're all typing and putting in the chat, like, isn't this a bit strange that 10 years ago everything had seeds and now you can't find nothing with seeds? And you're looking and seeking out the ones with the seeds and you can't find it nowhere because it seems like
What
they
I've
want you to
no
rely on their food and not your own food.
That's it's cornering the market. It's intelligent, to be honest. Don't mean that it's ethically right. It makes more sense to them to corner the market to where other people can't profit or utilize their seeds because they're taking out the seeds. I mean, it's smart. It just doesn't benefit the majority of the population. Like my son, I was cutting up a cantaloupe 2 3 days ago, and my son said, "Why does cantaloupe have seeds and the watermelons that we buy don't?" And I said, "Son, you got to Google that." I said, "I am not that person. I am not Google." I said, "I don't know the answer." I said, "But we're
Mhm.
gonna save these seeds, and we're gonna make microgreens to give to the chickens, so we'll get some nutrition from the chicken eggs when that
Right,
happens." So
right.
yeah,
Like the same thing you're doing, I'm, moving into. It's like, yeah, like taking more control of your food sources and the quality of food that you're eating and giving to your family. And I've took for granted, my aunt and other people who were doing that when they came to this country. Farming was just a part of their day to day. They had a job, yes, but farming was just part and parcel. They went home, they tilled the fields, they did what they had to do, they had their animals. And it's like we stepped away from that as if we had to make a choice of either or, but it's not either or, it's both. And this generation, let go of being in control of our food source. And this is what happened now. Everything is GMO, everything is seedless, everything is prepackaged, everything is even the pineapples you get, that for the pink ones, there's no top on those pineapples. You couldn't grow one if you wanted to. Those specialty stuff, they got smart. They know they don't want you to propagate anything. They want to have the
it's
market share.
smart. It's
It is
smart.
smart,
Even though we don't like it, it's smart.
it's
And the
wicked
thing
too
of
though.
you just yeah, you said something just now that made me think. I've been thinking about this for about a week. You said GMO.
Hmm.
There's a reason why there's the other culture that lives across the water and they have a whole supply of GMO. And I'm wondering why. Now, there are intelligent people in this world, and we all have to agree with that. And we might not have the same culture as others, but there's a reason why they have them GMO seeds. I don't understand and I don't know why, but there's a reason why. And there's going to be somebody that's going to tell us, and hopefully they tell us before it's too late because I don't understand it. And I haven't done enough research to even lend an opinion, but these are
Well,
smart,
GMOs,
educated people.
GMO seeds eventually. Well, I don't know if eventually, but they can control whether or not when you grow a fruit or vegetable from that GMO seed, the seeds of what you grew is sterile. So you have to have their seeds to grow food. From that's like where they're going to eventually. And I see African dreaming here. He's supposed to be sleeping, but he's here. So
What's up with your African dreaming?
I guess he's
What, it's
just
Hi,
like
taking a
12
nap.
o'clock over there.
Hey,
What's up,
African
y'all? Hey,
Dreaming.
so I'm over. Hey, sister, how y'all doing? Hey, GT.
I'm
Hey,
good.
Good.
my other sister in Canada, eh?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, look here. So April sleep. We got an interview in a couple of hours. I'm an insomniac, so I sleep sometime an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then my body will
Okay.
reset and I'll be good. But so I'm laying up here ear hustling, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting back in them bushes. I'm trying to fall asleep listening to y'all so you can get these watch time hours and I can fall asleep doing something I want to do anyway. But as always with you, I'm always loving the conversation. I'm always loving what you're talking about. Uh, you know, it's like a different. I see the way that like it's and I'm digging what GT was saying because Urban, and Lashes, because y'all seen it with your own eyes. I'm over here in Africa. First off, there's a lot of Rastas. There's a lot of people from Jamaica over here in East Africa. None of this is a big deal for them. They get it. They know it. I mean, it's like it's almost like second nature. Um, a lot of the new stuff that don't have seeds, people over here, they just don't fool with it at all. And if they do fool with it, it's an absolute last resort. Like people will not, they slow to or won't at all consume something that they growing or that they purchased that ain't got no seeds in it because it just don't make sense. And sometimes Occam's razor is a powerful thing
What?
because Occam's razor. It's a philosophy. It's an ideology that says sometimes the most obvious answer is in fact the correct answer. So before you deviate and go through a whole lot of stuff, if you see, but think like an animal. If you had the ability to comprise or question or whatever, and you just a kangaroo or you a giraffe or you a squirrel or something, and every generation before you then ate fruit that had seeds in it, and all of a sudden you start eating fruit that didn't have seeds in it, you'd be like, well, what is this okay? Is it all right? Is it natural? Did it evolve out of nowhere? Like, where did this come from? So, I mean, our human reasoning is pretty much the same thing, man. I'm just saying, bro. We all we can do is the best we can do because it's not going anywhere. I've said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Y'all talking about the water. Urban, you were talking about the water. We talking about a lot of different points in this live, and I'm loving it. We are the last generation, and we may be able to teach and spread and show to future generations what once was. But I'm not naive, and I'm not of the mind that this is going anywhere. It ain't going nowhere.
Sure.
What we doing is preserving the last of what was, in my opinion. I think that 100 years from now, ain't nobody gonna be eating nothing that they grow in their yard. That's just my opinion. I can't prove it. I don't have the proof. But I think there's an importance in our legacy because we leave something that was once what it used to be, and that means something. There's power in that. Maybe enough people will band together. Maybe enough people will say, hey, we're going to get X amount of land and we'll go over here and we're going to do what we're going to do with it for as long as we can. But Urban Gardening Chronicles and Lashes, y'all know what it's like to drink from a coconut. You know what it's like to be able to just walk up to a tree and take, what you finna snack on the rest of your walk.
Yes.
Like,
wow.
Being over here in Africa is one of the, yes, it's slow. Everything come with a price. I say that all the time. It come with a price being able to do this because eventually it will work its way over here too. It started in the West first. Technology started in the West first. And eventually it comes over here and it spreads through the Caribbean and so on and so forth. And eventually a lot of what we see will work its way over here. How people resist it, I don't know. I'm not going to be around for forever. But we can do the best we can while we can do what we can do. So, yeah, that's it. Sis, look, I love you. I ain't going to eat up the live. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to.
It's okay. No, it's good.
Take up all
I
the
do
air
hear
in
what
the
you're saying.
room.
It's true. It's true, but I think there's people who are moving away from that in terms of they're going to become like their own little Amish community where they want to separate themselves and go back to those old ways, because I'm seeing the younger generation who we think are lazy, but they're really not. Their work environment has changed. It's not stuck at a desk 9 to 5. These kids be doing all kind of things and they're making mad dough legally with the cryptocurrency and all the stuff that they're figuring out, and they're in a different economy than we were brought up in. So they have free time to sit down And and as you said, there are people I know who have bought together plots of large land and they're growing to secure their food source because they know
Hey,
something is coming
hey, y'all, I got to get
or it's
in
already
here to
here.
this work spot real quick. So I'll holler at y'all. I'll be in the chat in about 10 minutes, but I got to get
Okay,
offline real quick.
no
All right,
problem.
y'all
Thank
All
have a
you.
right,
good one.
bro.
All right.
You too,
Holla.
man.
But yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
they're doing. They see, they see that, and they're preparing because they don't want to be stuck having to,
I agree, sister.
you know.
But and if I may say, and I'll word
Mhm,
this as precise and YouTube friendly as possible. I want to
mhm.
say something with that. I agree. I absolutely agree. And I know that what you're saying is true. But there's a dog truth that exists with that too. And I'm gonna tell you something as somebody who done been I've seen some things and I've seen some stuff.
Mhm.
And I'll present it the best way I can without being too graphic, in my opinion.
Okay.
To Because you're not wrong. There are younger people, there's older people, people in between who are saying, let me just go live my life. Well, the unfortunate side of that is the classes that you take for the other part of what it takes to go out and say, I'm finna live. And it's not just against bears, it's not just against rodents, it's not just against foxes and coyotes. See, the truth is, in my opinion, as these circumstances become realer and realer, there are entities that are not okay with you just saying, I'm finna go off and live on this or that piece of land and grow my own food and mind my own business and stay out of grown folk business. I think this whole thing is gonna get real ugly before it resolves itself, before it gets better. That's just my
For sure,
opinion.
I agree with you. Oh, I see a troll.
And
You guys get the troll?
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
good.
I
We
can't
got
see
him.
the chat. I can't see the
No, I
chat,
just saw
sis.
the
I'm
troll.
sorry.
Cause yeah, you're correct, and it's part of being, I would say, rebel culture. We're gonna have to be rebels.
You
We're
you
gonna have
you
to be
gotta be
rebels, and that doesn't
absolutely. You
mean
got Yeah.
negotiations and conversations. Sometimes that means getting real gutter.
Real talk. Real talk. Real talk.
And
Uh
I've told people that.
I
Make sure you get
I,
your skills in that area in place. And they're like,
yeah.
why? I'm like,
In play.
get them in
This
place.
is real, sis. I mean, right now we still at a period where it's kind of like, okay, I'm finna do this. And again, we are a generation that exists within the last to be able to kind of have I'll call it a luxury, and I'm real slow to call stuff luxurious, but I think we are some of the last people alive that, in my opinion, have the luxury of saying, you know what, I'll acquire this piece of land, I'll purchase this, I'll do this, I'll grow in my backyard, I'll grow in my front yard, I'll do this, I'll do that, and that be okay. I think in the future and in generations to come, it will be met with an unease that everybody ain't built for, an unease that everybody can't take. So
Well,
we at a
I think
point
they've
where
tested for the last 2 years, the compliance level of
yeah,
people.
yeah.
So those
You
who
say
are
what
like,
now?
I'm a rebel, and
Hold on,
those who are
sis. Say
like,
that again.
yes, massa,
Say it again
they've
for
been
the people
testing
in
your
the back.
compliance levels for the last 2 years. And
Ooh,
people be arguing over foolishness. I talked about it a few weeks ago, and it's like, if you don't agree with this particular one, you're anti this, you're anti, and all these labels. Now I'm hearing all the
right,
truths and all the stuff coming out from the woodworks, and all the
right.
conspiracy theorists don't sound so crazy anymore.
Yeah, but
Some people want to live their
as
life.
far
Go ahead. So you go
right.
ahead.
I'm sorry, sis. My
No, you go ahead
apologies. I'm
because
having a little
you were
trouble.
saying something, so I might want to cut you off. Go ahead.
You ever notice when people who say something crazy in the moment, the people who dissent or detract against them, they get real quiet. They never come back to say, oh, you were right, or maybe this is a possibility, or maybe that could be like that. It's just like, well, I'll just
Silence.
go away. I'll just go
Yep.
away. I won't say anything. So if you use that logic against everything else you see as a potential for and in the future, what are we facing? What are we facing? We have to, in my opinion, collaborate, build small groups, effective groups that can benefit one another, and take it from there. And whenever that small group sees fit to work collectively with another small group, then maybe
Mm-hmm.
you can become an effective larger group. But you know, let's say I spend the next 10 years in Africa right here. I could never come to where you are in Canada and tell you a doggone thing about what's happening, what's going on, and how you need to move and effectively operate in your area. And you couldn't come over here and tell me nothing either. You couldn't come to Texas and tell me nothing. And I could never go to Jamaica and tell you nothing, because even though you're not there in the moment, you still know more about the culture, the land, the lay of the land, the people. Yo, if people don't start building these levels of trust amongst small groups of people and make it effective, I don't know. I don't know.
People,
But
I was watching a lot of, documentaries, so I've been watching lately, and how people survived. And it's like the old ways are still very relevant from what I'm seeing. Knowing the lay of
mm-hmm.
the land, knowing the geography, knowing the hiding spots, knowing the seasons, knowing how to track and how to cover your tracks and all of that information is going to still be invaluable in times to come. Now it'll be more difficult because they're going to
Yeah.
have, machines and drones and all these other things to assist them in finding you, but you know, you'll learn to adjust and to
Well,
be really ingenious with your approach on how to survive.
you know, while it lasts, again,
Hmm.
everything has a beginning and everything has an end, sister. And the truth is, again, more and more and more, I find it undeniable that whatever we whatever we do, there's an inevitability that we are in fact the last generation of a humongous transition in a whole lot of ways, because
Hmm.
not only are we being modified through certain whatever, I won't say the word,
Yeah.
but through certain
Hmm.
things that has been provided or presented as available to us, so is our food. Our food has been presented with these changes for the past 2 decades, minimum. Minimum for the last 2 decades. So we're being altered and our food is being altered. What does that
Yep.
mean for us as human beings? And you can only do so much before you sort. The most dangerous part is not only the entities that place these changes upon us unwillingly, it's also the masses who could care less, that we sit beside, work beside, talk to, sometimes live with, share our lives with every day. How, like, what do you, how do you beat that? Because I don't know.
I think, I don't even know if they don't care or they're just so clueless. They just really don't have a clue. They don't get it. They're just so naive. Because I just don't
Yeah,
think that many people can be that unaware, but they are. They just
they
don't get
are.
it. They really think that, they're so fed by propaganda and media, and they literally believe and regurgitate everything that they see in the media. And that's the gospel truth for them. They don't have the ability
Facts.
to think for themselves, to dissect the information. And you watch people, they literally have the inability. They've been indoctrinated so much that they can't come out of that. They can't. They're
Hey,
just they're
sis,
so fed, spoon fed.
it's almost a year now that I've known you, that I met you on here. We've been talking, we've shared conversations. So one of the things that I've always respected and appreciated about you, because you do it in a real player way. You do it, it's blunt, but it's still subtle. if that makes sense. It's still
Yeah.
respectful and it's still like just your presentation. You're definitely a woman who thinks for herself. And you also willing to say, hey, okay, well, maybe I'm rethinking this. Maybe, I didn't see this. Like your flexibility, your just the way that you are is like, okay, like I can be right, I can be wrong, but but this is my opinion, and I'm gonna share my opinion.
Mhm.
So many masses and masses of people will regurgitate what they've heard and can never explain to you why they feel the way that they feel. That's dangerous. Okay, just to show how bad things are, then I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna get off. I promise it. If we at a point almost in society where any powers that be could run advertisements, they could run whatever, they could be on IG, they could be on this platform, they could be on any other platform and say fires are healthy for 2 years, because this is how gullible and how media fixed much of society is. So you run out of your house screaming one night, oh my God, my house on fire, it's flames shooting out the attic, it's flames shooting out the roof, and run to your neighbor and beat on their door. We live in a world where people could walk outside and see your house on fire and say, well, are you sure that that's not okay? Are you sure that that's not really a bad thing? Because I said, and you can ask them why. Well, what do you mean? Explain to me how my house being on fire is a bad thing. Well, I really can't explain it, but I heard, I saw. Like this, bro, we not in a good place.
Mm-mm. We're not. The things that we're arguing
We gotta
about,
find our
even
people.
I don't even want to say what we're arguing about in the city right now because it's it's such a hot topic. But
Oh, don't say it. Don't let it go.
who's
Don't
this and
don't
who's
say it now.
that? Who's
Yeah, yeah,
who's
yeah.
really
Don't say
this
it.
and who's really that? And
That
but I
let
think
it
I'm
go.
thinking I'm a that, but really you're a this. But
Yeah.
I'm a that squared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's some things that are they just are. They just are. And those of us who garden understand some things are just are. And especially when you're
They just are.
propagating and pollination, like, some things just are. And no matter
Uh-huh.
how I want to say it's not, it is. But we argue about, all kind of labels
Yeah.
and classifications and name tags, and it's like just distraction. It's distraction tactic. Like really, distraction
It it
tactics.
it is. And I gotta say, sis, it seems at the moment, excuse me, the distractions are winning.
Mm-hmm.
The distractions are winning, and I don't know how to change it. In my mind, from what I see, and I don't care where you live in the world. Yeah, I'm over here, so things are a bit slower, but it's catching up to what everything else is in the grand scheme of stuff. Pull together with your people,
Mm-hmm.
like-minded people. That's got to stop being a bad thing. Like-minded people, because forever it's been about inclusion and that's fine too, but maybe include yourself with like-minded people, because if I'm coming to Canada, I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
Yeah.
if I come to Canada and I'm in need, I'm not going to certain places or areas. I'm gonna try and seek out urban gardening. If I don't need to live in your house. You can refer me to the
Mm-hmm.
best hotel. You can refer me to the best neighborhood. You can refer me to the best food I can purchase. You can give me a lot of insight and resources. So I think it's at a point where, in spite of people's feelings and being, I don't want to offend this, or because I never
Right.
purposefully set out to offend nobody. But baby, if we gonna survive and have longevity, we already gotta fight in a different. I think when you talk about your father, RIP to your mom, I think you've discussed that. But
Mm-hmm.
he's older, but he's still in fairly good health for his age. Man, that's getting slimmer and slimmer for us. we in the generation of following them, and we got to fight like almost 3 times as hard just to find decent food.
Yep.
It's crazy,
Yep.
sis. But I'm
People don't
sorry,
even
I'm
want
over
their
talking your
kids in
chat.
school because it's like the indoctrinate. Like we want a microwave world and an easy, press a button and stuff.
Yeah,
But now we're actually being forced to take on all that work ourselves again and rely on each other
yeah,
because it takes a village. People are
it
homeschooling
does.
their children for a reason. People are moving out of the cities for a reason. They're growing their own foods,
Facts,
raising their own livestock for a reason. And all that
facts.
microwave society, they're moving away from because they realize what's happening. And people been saying
Yeah.
that for years. And we thought they were crazy. No, you just old fashioned. You just, fear mongering. Not even
Mm-hmm.
20 years later, we're seeing this not so crazy. Not so much fear mongering.
Hey,
It's
sis, there
slow.
are people, and shout out to the parents. Shout out to anybody who's been a parent since forever, and especially a parent since 2019 up to now. I don't like the I was a kid in the 80s. I was one of those latchkey kids in real life. I mean, honestly, back in the day, most of the TV was watched on Saturday mornings and in either the afternoons or a few hours before bed. We was outside. Wasn't no cell phones. Nobody knew where we were. We was out riding bikes all over the city, all over the country. Those days are gone. Um, People do want to homeschool because of everything that you just named, but somehow you get demonized or you get, some level of disdain or ridicule, and it's starting to flip a little bit. A little bit. I'm starting to see it because more and more people some people are starting to say, okay, things have gotten so out of hand that now we need to kind of rein it in a little bit, because people always give examples of slippery slopes. And now some of those slopes done got slippery.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff starting to happen that people didn't mean for other people to come out the way they coming out, saying, oh, hey, well, this is who I am. And you know what I'm saying?
They didn't see the the 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, the
Yeah,
consequences for a lot of what they
yeah,
were doing. That's a problem. You need almost a divine discernment to see what's going on, and people don't appreciate that. They think that's foolishness or whatever, but there's a gift, a God-given gift, and people can see what's down the pike, and we didn't
mm-hmm.
listen. We know more than you. We want to do
No,
what we want to do, and I got the right to this, that, and the third. Yeah, you do, but look at the mess that we're living in now. It's a colossal
yeah,
mess.
it is. It is. If why you got to pull me in it? That's the whole thing. Why do you need me to see the? You know what? I won't. You know what, Sid? I'm gonna bring you on one day, and we'll talk about that, because I might say some things and some stuff that I ain't gonna I ain't gonna say on your channel. So I bring you over there, so over here, so we
Yeah.
can talk about it. But I'm a GT back. Hey, bro, I'm gonna step down, and I promise I'm gonna take me about a 30-45 minute nap. I'm gonna try.
Okay, good.
But I'm gonna get down in these bushes and keep
So you can
listening.
be
I
fresh
love
for
you, sister.
the Thanks for coming up, man. Appreciate you.
All right,
Ain't no thing.
sis. All
So,
right, GT.
all right, man. Have a good one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Urban. Ruth in GA Backyard Garden, I think, is her channel name. She had asked before I left. She said there's no seeded grapes anymore.
Correct.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen a seeded grape in a long time. I mean, it's really been a long time.
At least
And
5 years.
grapes have some nutrition for you. So I have a Concord grape that I'm growing, but I want to get some other ones, and that's inside. But I want to produce. It's going to be super hard to produce grapes, but I want to produce grapes one day. Eventually, I will get there. But she made me think about that when I came back to the channel, to the live. Um, I seen her name in there, and it was saying I didn't remember what she said, but I remember what she said previously. And she was
Hmm.
bringing up the question of of seeded grapes. She hasn't seen them in a while, so yeah, I actually thought
It's
about
not.
that.
They're not there because all I see now in the stores is seedless. They have red and green, and they have those cotton candy kind of the new ones that are supposed to be super sweet. Cotton candy grapes. That's like a new thing. The nurseries and the greenhouses here aren't growing those. They're growing what's going to sell, and what's selling is the seedless ones. So even if you grow your own over here, the season's so short that you're not going to have grapes all year long. So it's like I have to go out and get a greenhouse now so I can even, continue this kind of growing in the winter months. Unless you're in a tropical climate, like it's becoming very difficult. So you have to grow things that are just to your climate in season because you can't keep up with the demand for your own family. Like I love grapes, but yeah, everything has seedless. I cannot find they're not making them basically. They're not producing them, they're not growing them. Hudson said earlier in the chat that GMO is to be more bug resistant and all these different things that they've made the crops to be so that they can produce more. That is correct. But I'm always been a conspiracy theorist, and I know what they're going to be doing. It's obvious. And if it's not obvious to you, I don't know what book you're reading, but it's quite obvious. The seeds that they're selling nowadays, they can only grow once. You can't harvest the seeds from the crops. So you have to get your seeds from these companies. That's what they're moving toward. It may not be there yet, but come on, we can see it. I mean, you said yourself, oh, it's smart, it's good business. Exactly, because the demand will be only to buy them from them. If the seeds blow into your farm, into your fields, they're suing people for foolishness, as if you're stealing copyrighted stuff. It's food. No, it's patented now. They own the rights to it. Like this whole thing is ludicrous, but this is what we've come to. So yeah, they make it bug resistant, disease resistant, but can you really stop the bugs? Because I've been seeing pure bugs in there's bugs everywhere. Then you're still going to rely on chemicals. They spray these fields so heavily that it's just counterintuitive. That's all I'm trying to say. It's very counterintuitive. It's not sustainable. It's not going to work. It's not. And the seeds that you're going to buy will give you a crop once, but you cannot harvest the seeds from the fruit or the vegetables. It won't go to seed. And if it does, it's sterile. So you are only getting one season out of these crops. That's what it's coming to. It's already here. They just haven't implemented it yet across the board. So if you're waiting for it to be implemented, you're way behind. You missed the boat, you missed the train, you missed the bus. You're behind. We got to be ahead of the game. That's why everybody's scrambling around to get seeds, heirloom seeds. I don't care if it's heirloom, flairloom, whatever. As long as it's going to produce me some food, I don't care if it's open pollinated, if it's cross pollinated. I don't even care. I'm just keeping the seeds and I'm making sure that they're fertile. That's all I'm worrying about. We don't need to worry about. I see she's mentioning find someone who grows wild muscadines. Exactly, they will have seeds. Exactly, wild muscadines. You're not going to get that in the store. That's from knowing somebody. We got to have conversations. We got to have relationships with people. We got to make friends with people. You can't be all on your own, isolated. It's not going to work. Somebody's got something that you want, and you got to help them out as well.
There has to be they have to have some kind of grape that could withstand a little bit of cold, something. I want to find that. Muscadines they like heat. I know they grew on the side of the road in Georgia, but I would like to, because I thought I bought a grapevine when I was in, where was I? I was somewhere, and I was all happy and everything, and then it said seedless on it, and I was like, what? I was like, how can he make a seedless variety? But it was grafted, and I was like, oh, they so wrong. So they just corner in the market. You control the food, you control the people.
Yep, and we all see it. Nothing I'm saying is new. We all see it, but what are we each doing about it? Because you're in Alaska, you're in a different climate. Some people are in the south. The whole point is, I don't care where you live. As you rightly said, whatever you're growing has to be able to tolerate hotter and colder. So if you're in a zone 7, whatever you grow has to tolerate a zone 5 up to a zone, because the weather be doing some shifty stuff lately. Some of you all who are in hot climates are getting cold fronts, snow. Those of you who are in cold are getting warm. Like, your plants need to be able to adapt from a zone below and a zone above where you are. So start growing your food so that it can get climatized, but also that it can tolerate colder and hotter temperatures, because the weather is doing some full. It's not even the weather. It's obviously some intervention, but let's not even go there. But it's now we're reaping the effects of that, and it's going to be a rough winter. Some of the plants that you are used to being overwintered may not make it. So I'm going to have to make sure I have like burlap around certain things this year, and certain things that usually survive, I need to ensure that they survive, because it's getting too extreme. The cold is too extreme, and the heat is getting too extreme. Let me scroll down the chat. And also growing indoors, obviously, I'm working on that as well. I think Mrs. Queen saying hi to people who are not even in the chat. She's doing some craziness. She's doing some craziness. Let me see here. Ruth is saying, I remember my grandmother telling us stuff like that about being able to only buy seeds from certain companies behind. Yeah, we've been hearing this for a while, but now we're seeing it. Hey, Erica, we've been seeing it for ourselves. So most of us are like getting seeds left. I know, don't even ask GT. He has every kind of seed. Him love a seed. From the time I met him on YouTube, him love a seed. Always doing a seed. That's why I found him doing all the seed hauls every other week, about 20 seed. I'm like, how does man have so much seed and live in Alaska? Every kind of seed this man have. But guess what?
I did is,
with him. Go ahead, brother.
what I did is I spent, I knew that eventually I was going to be in a home, and I knew that I can grow a good portion of the seeds indoors. And if I have the variety, all I got to do is just grow enough of it to where I can keep replenishing. So I have over $2,000 probably in seeds, because I have excess of money. So it was like, I'm going to put my money into seeds so that I can keep on producing. And when I get enough, that I can start putting them at the Flipside marketplace, boom, or do my own website or whatever have you. But I wanted to make sure that I had an abundance, and I wanted variety. Like, we all can go. Like, I have dollar store seeds, and I'm always going to have those because those are readily available. But then there was conversations about them being owned by a particular group. In that particular group, I thought that maybe they just bought them out, and but then it was like, okay, is it they just got bought out, or they have some kind of affiliation deeper than that? So it made me a little leery, but I still have them, and I'm still gonna grow them. But I also have all of the other kind of seeds that I think are very beneficial to give my family variety. So it's not just the same monotonous 20 vegetables. It's like, oh, you have bok choy that's purple. It was just that aspect that I took.
G-Mama's telling you that she has a Catawba grapevine for zone 6A GT. I think it grows down to zone 3.
Wait, is that a seedless? What you talking about? Is that a seedless, G-Mama?
A grapevine. Yeah, Catawba, if that's how you pronounce it.
Okay, let me screenshot this, because
yeah,
I'm about that life.
That's why I'm like, make sure you see this, because yeah.
Because I can't
Yo, you go
I
ahead. Sorry.
haven't. Sorry about that. I haven't put up my grow tent, and it's because I have to complete these other projects first. And it's like I'm
Mhm.
running out of room because I keep starting these seeds. And it's like this weekend I have to stay up on Sunday. I have to sleep on Monday because I can't. I gotta stay up after I get off work. Stay up for a few hours. I got so much stuff to do, and I'm learning how to build this one part because I'm building the chicken thing outside, and I have it together, but it's not gonna hold any weight. If we have real snow here, like real snow that can be it could be 2 feet, on top. So I'm like,
I
okay, I
know
gotta
about roof
figure out
load.
how I
Yeah,
can get.
roof load is a
Yeah,
thing. You have to account for that.
hmm
Because
so
when the
I
snow
had
and
to
the ice
contact
freeze
some.
on there, that can just cave right in.
hmm
People don't account for that. So you have to account for the snow and the ice sitting on your roof, and that
Yeah,
it can
and
hold it up.
yeah, so I'm trying to figure it out. I contacted some people, and I think I have it, but I got to get it done so I can put up my green tent, my grow tent. I have 2 grow tents already up, but that's for other stuff. Now I need to put up the one that I have for the specific vegetables that I just did. Um, I think Saturday. I forgot what day I did 'em, but they're sprouting, so I got to be on it. But yeah,
I know how that feels because I'm still not. I asked somebody for some plywood, so I'm just waiting for that to come through, so I can finish off that opening part of the chicken coop.
hmm
So hopefully he gets it to me like tomorrow, so I can get it in on the weekend, and then that's pretty much everything's done. The only thing I have to do is put some chicken wire around the deck because I don't want no raccoon to go underneath from that side, the blind side, and go and try to go from that side. And other than that, everything is pretty much ready to
y'all
go. The
got
wiring is
raccoons
all
there?
done. Hello, they fight me every week, every other week, fighting me for territory and to move in over here. Every week I have to be arguing, middle of the night coming creeping through, eating my cannabis, eating my this, eating my that. They're just out of order. Like coming over here, like yamming, breaking stuff, knocking over buckets,
What do they look
digging up
like when they eat it?
while they're eating. I don't know what they look like. I know they have 2 good hands and they eat like
Never
people
mind.
and
Finish the story.
they have and they're washing their hands. Like they're rude. They're so rude. Then they doo on the like they're so rude. You don't know these animals over here. They're wicked, wicked. But yeah, the raccoon be walking around and he or she's fat and fat like. So they're eating good over here. But this is what's happening. But I'm telling you, the squirrel mashed up my flower pot at the front, almost hit my car with the flower pot. Like they're very destructive. These animals, like they're not meant to be in an urban setting. They need to go in the wilderness and go over there. Because that raccoon will shred those chickens up like pulled pork sandwich. So I can't. That's why it was taking so long because I cannot risk them having access to the chickens. So once I get the plywood board in and everything, I'm good to go. And I found some hens because everyone seems to be getting rid of their hens, but they want you to take the rooster to it. Go, I don't want no rooster. I can't have a rooster. Yeah, raccoons are everywhere. They're despicable. They come out at night. That's why you probably haven't seen them. They come out at night. So if you're up late at night, you'll see them.
Oh, they don't bother me. We have like my wife asked me on Sunday. She said, "What you gonna do about the bear?" I said, "What you mean? What I'm gonna do about the bear?" She was like, "Are you gonna be able to protect the chickens from the bear?" I was like, I was
No.
like, "We can't even protect ourselves from the bear." I was like, if that bear has a scent and it's coming from your house, they'll knock it over. They will bust down your garage. They will get it how they live. They bought that life. Yeah.
Yeah, can you tell you I had a video of the raccoon on my porch trying to move in. Rude. These like getting all taking their spot in the cushion. They're so evil. But yeah, bear, forget that. That means you can't fight those things unless you got a shotgun. But we're in their territory. We're in their world. So
and that's what I told my wife. I said, you know what? I said they have a to be in that area because I am equipped to take down a bear, but that's not something that I feel like I have. I don't think I have the right to do that. Now, if they're impeding on my life, then I'm gonna lay them down. But if they trying to get it in, if they yeah, I went to Wally World to go get one, and they don't have the little small ones. They used to have the little small ones about 5 years ago, and I got my son one, but it broke. And when I went yesterday to go buy one, they don't even sell the little BB guns at the Wally World no more.
Probably not, because I'm
Yeah.
finding them here at another store. And then the other store that I want to get it from, they have a powerful one. You have to have a actual license to put the plug in to get that one. It's too powerful for regular use, but that would take out the raccoon like nothing. So I'm like, okay, I'll
Mm,
get that one. But they said no, you have to have a license. So why would I get a firearms license for a BB gun? I might as well just get a real rifle, and then obviously take the rifle and deal with this case, because they get
yeah.
too comfortable coming over here, laying down territory, helping themselves to stuff. Like they're just too comfortable. And the worst thing that could happen is that they move into your roof. That happened to my friend. They moved into the roof, and you're not allowed
Oh
legally
wow.
to remove them until they finish their nursing and raising their offspring. So you're
Blood
stuck with
clot.
them. Yes,
What?
the B clot, C clot,
Woo.
D clot. Yes, she could not remove them. So then she's hearing her come into the roof and go to bed, and all the squeaky and all the kind of noise, and keeping her. And it's her husband's fault. Her husband didn't listen when she got rid of him. Oh, they're so cute. Let the mother so cute. Let them go. And then she move into the roof line and go pitch her tent and go have her 10 or 15 babies. And then you have to wait until the mother parades them down the street. So raccoons parade their babies down the street when they're, it's like they're British almost. Like I'm showing them to the community, she's of age, and they walk down, and that's when you can lock off the roof and close it off. She parades them down to
Wow.
show. They are the most bossy creatures on the face of the earth. They're so show off. So she show off
Oh
her babies up
wow.
and down the street, and she march up and down, look at me, and then you can close the hole in the roof. Until such time,
Mm,
you're stuck with them. You
mm,
can go to jail for that. Can you believe that
mm.
raccoons have more rights than people? Like,
I pay rent, but they get to live here for rent free for about a couple of months.
and I'm
Man,
gonna
they
go to jail for
squatting for
that.
real.
So I saw
Well,
Devil Dog
Urban,
with a
I gotta
trap.
get up out of here,
All
but
right,
I'll holler at you.
thanks. I
Thanks for the
saw
live
Devil
and
Dog.
thanks for letting me come up.
No problem. I saw Devil Dog with a
All right.
trap. That's not a trap and release. It's a trap and see you later. And I think I might get
Hey.
one of those because they be getting out of hand. Yeah, they're royal.
Yep.
Yes, they're royal. I'm just with Jay. They're show off. I did not. When you start watching how animals behave, they're really rank. They're authentic. They're show off. They're bossy. They're despicable, and this is what they do. So you have to wait until that time because it happened to her, and the roof repairs at that time cost almost $4,000 for a rodent to move into your, because they pull off the flashing, they pull off certain things to get in, and they get in. If you have a chimney or wherever, yep, royal. You think it's joke? Go Google it. Raccoons and how they behave. Them show off them little picnic them up and down the street, marching up and down like them are the Queen of England. Well, now the King Charles, whomever, up and down showing off all their offspring. And they have about 10 or 12 of them one time. Maybe 6. Who knows? They're fast and loose in these streets. But anyways. Oh, another okay, you got them. These I guess I hit the algorithm because I haven't had trolls before. This is the first time. Thanks for handling that, mods. I guess they're not getting a lot of business for them coming in our chats. I guess they need more clientele. Don't know what's it's been taken care of. Thank you. That's why you need mods, because you're not always up to date in the StreamYard. So they've been taken care of. I think they've been are they blocked? Are they hidden from the channel? Hide user. Hold on. Let me hide them. Okay, so they'll go in the blocked pile. Rude people. Okay. Oh, hey, Odom's Homes. I don't think I greeted you. And anybody else I may have missed. Thanks for popping through. I'll drop the link again. I have took out 6 squirrels, a possum, and a skunk. Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't play with the skunk because I don't want to get sprayed. But then again, I work from home. Who's gonna smell me? But that's the ones that scare me. So I have to be going out with my machete, man. I have to be going out with machetes all the time. Let me see what Vision is saying. I took out 2 coyotes last winter after they killed a deer. Wow. And there's a whole science to this. You can't just like you need predators, you do, but you have to balance. And sometimes there's too many of them. Way too many predators. So you gotta thin them out. But yeah, I'm testing out the microphone so now you guys can hear. Hopefully it's very clear. And I'm not talking as loud, so that's good for my throat because my throat's always getting sore after a live. But today I think it's gonna be fine. But if anybody else wants to pop up, I think we got some time before I roll over to Tori's brain games. I'm probably just gonna watch tonight and not play, and save myself for Friday Fire, so I can get my belt back. I see people boasting around with their belts, so I want my belt back. So everyone wants to come up and chit chat for a bit before we head over to. Okay, thanks, Vision. Head over to Yeah, you can't play about your garden. Some of these pests are very destructive. And it's funny to talk about them. Yeah, you get a chuckle, but they're very destructive. They can destroy weeks and months of work in a matter of hours or seconds. They can just ravage your chicken coop. They can take your really cause a lot of problems. And that's a lot of money. I don't think we realize how much things cost. Okay, Juicing with Jay. Yep. And to buy a hen right now that's ready to lay, that is. Some of them are like, I see them for $20, $15 for one. I'm like, okay, so you have to find somebody else. And then the chicks, if you want a specialty chick, because you want the naked necks or the, some special Russian, like all these special chicks, they're not cheap. Easter eggers, they have, all the different species, especially if you want a pure breed, they're getting pretty pricey. It's not cheap. Plus you got to feed them and take care of them until they lay their eggs. That's about 20 weeks. So all that investment to be destroyed by, a dog or a cat or even a raccoon can be very devastating to your homestead or even your urban homestead. Yeah, very devastating. Are you free now, Lashes, to come up, or I know you left because I think you're cooking. Put the link up one more time and then we can see. We can chat for a bit. But yeah, that's I'm just testing the mic and also just talking to y'all about health. I think we're all on this health journey. It's very important. Hey, Midnight Green, good to see you. Just trying to get things back on track. Sometimes you just don't feel good. You don't know why, but don't let it escalate. Figure out and keep yourself in the best condition and best health as you can, because it's so important. Oh, you're making dinner now, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, Cena Renee, long time no see. But yeah, I'm not gonna cook tonight. I'm just gonna make some juice. Well, I want to try to make some juice. To be honest, I'm kind of feeling tired-ish. I'm gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
If not today, tomorrow, but for sure on the weekend, because I need to get the stuff ready for Monday. The Monday. I gotta figure out what I'm doing. I told you 1 meal a day. I think it's gonna be 2 meals. I don't know. I'm gonna have to tell you because the way I'm feeling now, I'm feeling so hungry.
Today I said I want to start it, but I couldn't do it. I take out some soup to feed the baby, and I smell that soup and I had to eat. I'm like, golly.
I think I'm gonna change it because I know we said 1 meal a day, but I think we'll just do like maybe 2 meals a day, and then one of the meals has to be like soup or a salad or something that's more like not heavy. I'm like, I don't think I can go on. No, man. I might get hungry, I might get weak, and then I just fall off. So let me just say 1 meal a day, one regular meal, and I'll probably make it either you can eat fish or whatever, and then the juicing, obviously. But
We're
Okay,
gonna
no
do it.
problem. Hillbilly chicken. Yeah, we're just talking, we're shooting the breeze. But trying to get healthy. Everyone's trying to get healthy, and let's just encourage each other to take those first steps. Sometimes getting sick is a blessing, as you said earlier. It's just like it forces you to make some changes that you wouldn't have made otherwise. You keep doing the same old. So how was the juice today? Is that enough juice for you? Because you made a jar that wouldn't last me.
It's good, but I couldn't. I take some soup out that soup yesterday, and I was feeding the
Mhm.
baby. It smelled good. I couldn't keep the fasting. It's hard. It's
No,
hard.
but the juice that you drank this morning, is that enough juice for you? You had like a small jar of carrot and a small jar of the green.
Oh yeah, I still have
But
more. I had some
you
water
didn't
to it.
finish it?
Great juice. It's
That wouldn't
good.
last me an hour.
Yeah,
That little jar wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know what you making over there. That wouldn't last me an hour. I would need about 5 of those. That's
I,
not
I,
enough.
I put some water.
Or you're making pumpkin soup?
Yeah, pumpkin soup.
Well, they
But
call it squash, but yeah,
color. This one don't have no color.
that that that's underripe. Then it's not
Yeah, I
fit.
should take.
Hey, can't stop walking but love mowing. Yeah, it's just yeah, just trying to get help. I'm just figuring it out, and there's no. I'm not gonna prescribe to one diet or whatever over the another. I'm just gonna do what works for me and what makes me feel healthy and my body's functioning properly.
So
And the blood pressure is definitely the focus to get that at a good number, so I'm not relying on no medications or nothing like that.
so
Because
true.
I don't want to rely on anything that's I have to buy at a store, because if I can't get it, what's gonna happen? I'm
So
up a
true.
creek, literally
And I think you're
up a
doing
creek.
and juice.
Yeah, I had to just get back to doing it because you know the time it takes to do it is really the problem, because when you're not feeling energized, it's kind of hard to go and start doing that. It just you don't have the energy, but you have to make yourself do it because you know it's going to help you. But some things are easier said than done. And people like to rely on the store, but the ones that are in the store, when I read the ingredients, they're good, but some of them are pasteurized. And the
Yes.
price on some of the juice is like almost $10 for one. And you need
Mhm.
about a few per day to really feel full or feel like you had enough to eat or drink. So that's going to be pretty expensive. Even though the produce has gone up in price,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gone up in price. It's still more affordable to me to make it than to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Where
think
do you
it's
buy all your stuff from Wally World?
I buy at Publix too.
Oh, Publix. Okay. And the prices are good there?
Yeah. No, the price is more expensive, but I have to tell myself, okay, because I'm cheap. I'm too cheap. But I have to talk to myself. I'm like, I just gotta get it. Because just at a pumpkin, I buy this one at Walmart. Let me see. Let me show you. So I buy this one. My camera dirty. I buy this
Hmm.
one at Publix. It's yellow and pretty and good. But then I buy this one at Walmart yesterday, no color. You know. So I'm not buying no more at Walmart.
So the quality of the drop the salt and the water pills. Yeah, I'm walking and the funny thing is, Darren, I doing all the stuff, beet juice, beet, all the different stuff you're supposed to take, and it's working, but it's not complete. There's something else. I don't do the salt. I stopped the salt from years back. I only do pink Himalayan a little bit as needed, and I'm still not completely like off of the med. Something is not working, and I'm trying to figure out what it is with the naturopathic doctors and stuff. You know, I'm doing what they say to do. I tell them what I'm eating straight up, and certain things I don't want to eliminate, and they give me alternatives to figure out. But it's just something's not working fully, so I have to figure out that out because each of our bodies kind of maybe function a bit differently. Yes, the body functions the same, but maybe I'm not absorbing something that I should be, or it's, I don't know, something's going on that you have to figure out, because the way that I'm eating, I shouldn't have these problems. And I have to do things so excessively to get the same results as somebody else. Other people have done half of what I've done and they've gotten more results than I have. So I don't understand what's happening. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, I'm walking. I'm gonna try to get back to the gym and do like the weight resistance training to get that done. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out, but definitely no salt. The sugar is gone. Carbs are minimum. Water, I do drink water, but as I said earlier, the water don't taste right. Something's not right with the water. And just trying to figure it out. Um, hey Duval, did I say hi Duval? Let me see what Duval's saying. Hold on, put up on the screen. I know you have chicken. I know you have hens, Duval. Yes, it's not cheap. I buy mine from Chicken Farm, $45 for 3-day olds, and $10 for other. Yeah, you see, just to buy hens. So that's why I've been taking so long, because I don't want to buy the hens, and the raccoon just comes and just destroys all that effort, work, and money in one swoop. So once I get the ply board and everything up, I have to do actually one more thing. I have the bags of sand to use as the run part. I need to build like a box to hold the sand to put the coop on top of, so that way it's not splashing all over the place, because mine is it's a coop inside a built shed. I don't have them just outside. I'm in a cold climate, so that will block the wind and the elements from them. And I think will give some more security from like cats and dogs and the raccoon and people too. And I'm going to get a camera that's going to face that direction, so I can see who and what is coming over into the chicken coop area. And it's more concealed. Nobody can really see unless you go into the shed. Even the neighbor that has a view, I have a lattice that's blocking their view. So it's pretty much, if somebody complains and they actually go way into the backyard and look, I'll get found out. But by that point, I'll put them in the garage, because they're not taking my hens away. No way. So that's what I'm working on. I think most of y'all that I'm watching have hens as well, or you're having some kind of livestock, which is good. Quail is probably next, but I've missed the quail window because most of the quails were on sale in the spring. So if I can get something built for them, I can get the quail in the spring. They are a little bit more low maintenance from what I understand, and they lay eggs faster, but the eggs are a lot smaller. But hey, food is food, right? And that's a good bargaining chip, and maybe to sell as well. Sell the quail eggs and the quail meat. So that's what I'm working on.
What's
I don't know what else. But yeah, basically I was testing out the microphone. My mic sounds nice. Check one. My mic's Who is
yeah,
that guy? Which artist is that?
I love the
Tell me
mic.
if you know in the chat. Were you saying Lashes?
I love the mic.
I like it. I'm like, wow. I think it's, I can't hear myself. That's the only thing. I don't have a monitor, but it seems like it's, when I play it back, it's gonna be clear, which is good. And let me see if I mute the channel, does it mute the, yeah, I think I like it. And it's a USB, so it's not like I have to do all this fancy wiring. It's pretty simple. But yeah, just I think tonight also Vision Preparedness is going live at 8:30, if I'm correct. I think Planter Garden is going live tonight. Give me a second to check my oh shoot, someone's live now. Okay, didn't realize. So I'm gonna, let's all, if you don't know, Lion Crest Outdoors is live. Didn't realize that. Let's all go raid him. Let me get his link. Give me a second here. Let's go. Okay, let me oh my goodness, give me a second. I'm just I'm on the live now, but I can't. How do I share it? Oh, there, share. Copy link. Okay, so I'm gonna put his live in the chat, guys. And let's go raid. Let's go raid Lioncrest outdoors. So we'll check. So guys, check out Vision Preparedness at 8:30. Planter Garden is about, I don't know the time, but Planter Garden TV. And right now Lioncrest is live. So let's go raid Lioncrest. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. That also helps with the WH. Hey Keon. Hey Dumpling.
Hello, just wake.
Hey
Yeah,
Dumpling. How you doing?
look what I find in a nice store. But I never cassava, but it look like it.
A cassava that.
I
Also,
don't-
Carbon Q got it. My mic sounds nice. Check one. All right, guys, let's go hit Lioncrest. I'll see you Saturday. Peace out.
See you.